Hey guys, welcome back to Bear's Workshop. We are here for the 290 millionth flyover of the Nikola site. I think it's 208th. Yeah, 208. 208th flyover of the site, and we're going to go over the site, take a look and see what we see today. We'll wait for everybody to jump on. Let's see how many people we got on so far. We got 33 is what I'm looking at. And we will probably take a few moments here, take a look at the stock, cry a little bit, and then we will move on to the video. I see we got a lot of chat going on already, which is pretty cool. I see Brian's here. Brian, I'm all over your stuff. Don't worry. I got your emails, and I'll get you your links shortly. I got most of them done. But, you know, I always try and keep things hectic for myself. So, of course, nothing's changed there. All right, we got JJ on, Mr. Bogues, JKM. And yes, we have, he says Thursday, big day. Yeah, that's the investor meeting on the 30th. And if we're able to, we will live stream that if we can. Just got to check on the time and what else we have on the schedule for Thursday. Let's see. And yes, Brian did find a couple of Nikola stories, but you know, we can't talk about that, not now. Let's see. There he is, loud and clear. A little too clear. What? I take that as an insult of some sort. Thanks, Brian. Anyway, let's go take a look at the stock price and where we're at today. Nothing good to share with you. The only positive is that everyone seems to have the same graph. They all look very similar today, except for Polestar. That's a little different, but they all are very similar. So it's market news, not anything that Trevor did. Torstein, 14,000 subscribers and 14,000 pre-orders. I don't want to call them pre-orders. I want to call them reservations. I don't want to give them a false name because they were just reservations with no money down. But yes, there were 14,000 reservations when they initially announced the fuel cell EV Semi, and they are still there, which means that there could be more, possibly, or maybe they're just in a holding pattern. We will see. We will see as time comes on. But you can see Nikola is at 508, down 31 cents for the day. High of 545, opened at 538. And the low is what we're looking at right now. So hopefully before the end of the show, this thing will go back up. We can only hope, right? Let's see, we got 56 on now. So I think we're going to get started. We're going to get right into the video. Sound good minus the AC. Thanks, iMelt. I hope the AC is not bothering you guys. But it's 5 million degrees outside and my AC is on its last leg. It's making some death throttle noises, and I apologize for that, but we're going to have to be looking at a new AC unit soon. Yes, I'm probably the only person in Arizona who has a wall unit AC. Most people have central air, but this is out in my shop where I have my office and everything is set up, so I had to put a wall unit in. So too bad for me, but that's what it is. Let's see. Mr. Bogues, hey Bear, can you fly the drone to the solar panel, the solar plant, which is not far away and is on the same side? I wonder if Nikola is getting power from that substation. Does anyone know? We can't fly directly over or in the immediate areas around a solar plant because that is considered part of the electrical grid, and that is not allowed. We'd have to be off a certain amount of distance. I'm not sure how far, though. I don't remember. But we might end up being far enough away that we're just zooming in and just looking at a bunch of panels. Yeah, Brian says, didn't notice the AC. Did any of you other guys notice the AC in the background? Just kind of curious if it's iMelt has a bionic woman hearing or something. So anyway, that's the story with Nikola. We're Lucid's right here. Kind of a similar day. They're down 47 cents, high of 1876, low of 1785. So they just hit their low a couple minutes ago. So we're seeing the same thing around the market. And by the way, this is Polestar's new four-letter word, PSNY. That's what they're now called, their stock symbol, where they used to be GGPI, Guggenheim, which was their SPAC, and they finished their merge last Friday. And they jumped up for a bit and then naturally came right back down. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let's go hit the video. Look, I had it already running for you guys. All right, there we go. Javier says 2 days for voting. What do you think is going to happen if the voting goes wrong? Will they be able to get funds somewhere else? I think that they probably will. I know that they hired this company that they've got in there now to go out and literally solicit the votes from everybody who haven't voted yet. So they're working their tails off to make sure that they get all the votes that they need. While we're going through this is a great opportunity for you guys to hit that like button. We've got 81 people on and only 28 likes. And I know one of them's me, because I like all my own videos. Because if they weren't good, I wouldn't make them. Javier feels a bit betrayed in the sense that they should be giving us a bit more info rather than urgently asking for that vote as if they were about to go bankrupt. Well, this information about them needing to raise funds is something they've been saying for a very long time. And they tried to do the initial vote and they were able to postpone it because they didn't have enough people actually voting. Remember, if you don't vote, your vote is a no vote. Oh, look at that. We've got some spammers in there and they're gone just like that. Yeah, we got a moderator in the channel now, so it's good to see that being taken care of. And hi, Ellie, how are you doing? Or we can see the flyover. When we fly early, we get some reflection from the sun, and we get some distortion in the screen that you'll see sometimes. It'll be like a flashing white light. It's the angle of the sun that causes that. And we flew early today. Does anyone know, with all those trucks still in the yard, are they going to be able to book them this quarter before they're delivered? I'm not sure that they're going to be able to book them if they haven't been delivered. I could be wrong, and it's just something that we're going to have to wait and see. But it looks like a lot of the trucks are still awaiting delivery. There's a supply area over here. We thought there might be something interesting on there, except it wasn't. It was this guy just folding his pads. Exciting, but not great. So we can see what is around here. Let's go back and look around what's in here. This area, we've got a lot of crates. Don't know if these are empty or full. These look like they've got things in them still. These are the old frames that are a bit discontinued. These are new frames right here. I think there was 6 of them there. These are all parts bins right here. More crates. My first guess is that some of these are probably empty and these are probably full. We've got some tires that just came off that trailer or just came from somewhere else. And we've got more parts over here. Garbage bins for when they break up these boxes. They have a nice fire going with all this wood. I wonder if they recycle that stuff. It's a green company, you know. All right, let's keep going on this. Javier, you seem to get a lot of misinformation. Phase 2, hey Bear, that Phase 2 is taking quite a while to start, isn't it? It should be done by early 2023, but I'm seeing it may really be ended by June of 2023. I'm not sure where you get that information from. This is kind of right on schedule. I was told that it was going to start in June. It is June, and they technically have started. They've cleared out the entire area, and they've got all the grading done. Phase 2 also includes the test loop, and the test loop is under construction. And I believe there was another building that was part of Phase 2, and that has also been started. I don't remember if it was the wash building or the security building, but that was also part of phase 2. So phase 2 is well underway. Just because you're not seeing the big stuff doesn't mean that it's not underway. Nikola, as far as the construction goes, has not fallen behind on any of the scheduling for the construction for the most part. Everything that they've said, this is going to start here, this is going to start then, this will be finished by then. They've been right on track. I mean, if anything, a couple of weeks, which I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see, Rafiq, I voted for, but received emails saying that I need to vote against Second Amendment. No one answers the phone to see why. I'm not sure where you got an email. Maybe that was from Trevor, because he's the one who is voting against it. You meant mail? You got a letter? I'd love to see that. If you could find me on Twitter, Bears Workshop, and show me what you got there. I'd be interested to know where that's coming from. I haven't heard anybody say that they've got a letter, physical mail, saying to vote against. Thank you, dude. And my Tesla weekend grading is absolutely a start to construction. And as we go around, you'll see that that area is probably 100% graded. Maybe 99.9. They got to move a couple pebbles around. So as you can see, our trucks here today, we have 40 of them. Let's take a pause here. We have a couple right here. I think it was 4. Let's go back we have 4 trucks right here. These are test trucks. We've got 1 right here, another 2 right there, then more right here. I don't remember how many there was. So there's 39 right here, and then there's 1 out here where my mouse is. That's where the generator charging stations are, out in the on the test loop. So we got 40 trays. We've got some new VIN numbers that we didn't see last week. Again, I'm not sharing VIN numbers, but they are getting higher, and that's what they're supposed to do. And Debt Prez, yeah, I believe that Nikola did provide a toll-free number for international voters, and I believe that can be found on their website. So we're not tracking all the VIN numbers to see which ones have left and which ones haven't. But this was very similar to the numbers that we had on the last flyover. But we do have different numbered trucks there, so it looks like some of them are coming in and some of them are going out. And then of course the cab count was 79 or something like that. Let me check my notes and see how many there was, because there was quite a few. But I did write it down. 77 cabs. I think that was a couple less. I think we had 78 or 79 on the last one. So we were seeing cabs coming in and going out. The numbers seem to change on a consistent basis, which is always good. Also, we got, let's see, I got some information that we had on the 22nd of June. Well, let me find the right numbers here. We've had more batteries being delivered. This building right here on the right hand side of the screen. No, oh, I'm sorry, that's not the correct. This building right here at the top, this is the battery building. So whenever the battery packs come in, or the batteries themselves, they get stored in here. So we never see them inside and we never see them outside. But that's where the batteries are. And as this site gets larger, that building is also planning on getting larger also. Let's see, so we got some information that batteries were sent from LG, and they came in on the 22nd. They came into the port. But we also got information that more cabs had come in. Let me see if I can find those numbers. 48 units also came in on the 22nd. And I don't believe that those are... it was actually a total of 72 cabs, I think it was. Let me see, 32 and 48. Okay, that's more like 80. 80 cabs came in on June 22nd to the port. And I'm not sure which port it was. But those can't be the ones that we saw, because we saw those cabs last week. So we've got more cabs coming real soon. So they're not having a supply issue with those items. Not at all. So those are all going to be stacking up there soon. Also, I'll want to stop and show you guys this screenshot that was sent to me by BPM on Twitter. And let's see here. We're going to minimize this and bring this over. I'll read you the important information. This is from the IAA Transportation 2022, which is going to take place in late September, and they will have the Nikola Tre BEV in its European configuration being presented to the public for the first time. So that is when we are going to see the European version of the Nikola Tre. So I want to share that with you guys. Thank you to BPM for sending that to us, and I think that's pretty important stuff. So maybe we're going to finally see things coming out of Ulm. Tyler, Nikola's not. Tyler's asked me if Nikola's asked me not to track the VIN numbers, or is that my own decision? That was my own decision. The reason for it is because of hate and the inaccuracy of what we're seeing. That there's so many haters out there. They're going to look at something and they're going to make up their own version. If there was a really high number, they would say that they just put any number on there and it means nothing. If it's a really low number, they're going to say that means that they haven't built any, or they've built a few, which is still different from what these guys used to say. Fact is that there could easily be 20 trucks inside that are completed. From my own personal experience from being in there, they had 4 trucks that were 100% completed right at the end of the line. They had another 4 trucks that were in quality assurance, and those were completely done, but they were just getting looked at to make sure everything was good quality. And so that right there is 8 trucks, and there's other areas in the building where they easily could have put another 40 trucks, to be honest with you. So there's areas that they could have put more trucks. So I don't want to sit here and say, oh well, 10 was the highest number we saw, and that must be the highest VIN number. So we're just not putting it out there because there's just too much BS out there. Thank you, Rafi. I will take a look at that letter and see what that says. Voting the same way as Trevor and Milton is definitely the wrong way to go. Vote yes. Thank you, iMelt. All right, let's see if I got Rafi's message. I got Rafi's message here. Okay, we're gonna pause this and let me see here. Okay, Rafi already blocked out his information. That's confirmation of your voting instructions. Rafi, that's not a letter telling you to vote against. That is a letter saying that you voted against. So we're not going to show that. You might want to check your vote, because it says what your vote has been cast for, not what it's recommending. Did I read your original comment? Oh, yeah, I read your original comment wrong. Okay, so you're saying that you received the mail saying that you voted against and no one answers the phone to see why. I don't know what to tell you about that, except I hope that you had 4 shares. The more shares you have, the more that affects us. I would try and reach out to Mediant again, or they might have, when was this dated? June 21st. Try revoting. I don't know. Get in touch with the numbers that Nikola has put out to cast your vote, because I know you can talk to somebody on the phone. I spoke to somebody on the phone. They called me after I'd already voted. So you might want to try the other numbers. Anyway, here's another view of the dyno building, the wash station. The dyno building's got doors on the front. We saw that. We can see the charging station right here. We got the two on there, and all the trucks that are out there. So everything's looking good there. Patrick says, yes, you can change your vote. I'll message Bear on Twitter, and I will put that out there on Twitter, and I'll also make sure Rafi gets a personal message saying how to do that. And Sean said he changed his vote on Saturday via phone. Hope he changed it to the positive. Let's see. Okay, so this is their external charging station. They got the generators parked far away, probably because of the noise. Those are diesel generators, and they're using them on the charging stations there. Not exactly sure if that's something that's necessary. If they parked them over there because of the noise, they probably did. It could be that they're validating the charging stations also before they put them onto a mobile charging trailer. So, or if they just needed more charging stations and they decided to set it up like that. Let's see. And that leads to team will change his vote. What? I don't know what Mr. Bogues was responding to. Vote again, simple. It'll update. That's the impression I got, because I actually voted more than once, and it just kept accepting my vote, and I was just playing with it, going, all right, I cast my vote. I want to see if it says that it says you've already cast a vote, and it just accepted it again. So I think if you just go back in there online or on the phone call, you can just update your vote. JJ, you missed all the news that's fit to print. Sorry. You'll have to rewind the video. And of course, it was right in the middle of an ad also, so you're going to have to watch every ad. Why do I think Trevor would vote no? I think Trevor would vote no because he is, if he's got 10% of the company right now, if they dilute the shares by like a third, he now owns less of the company, and his votes count even less. So that'd be the main reason. And plus, there's also, maybe he just wants to see Nikola fail. If Nikola goes bankrupt, they can't sue him, so that could be part of it. If Nikola goes bankrupt, he can say, well, you guys couldn't do it without me because I'm the milt. So I don't know, but I kind of get the sense that there's some anger in there, but I could be wrong. I don't know him. Never met him. All right, you can see right here they put up a little walkway with some wood on top of it. That is to protect the future workers from debris that might come down on the construction that is going to start momentarily. It probably started 5 minutes after we finished filming today. That's what we think. But we'll know for sure when we fly over next, which will be Thursday this week. We were a little off on our scheduling this week because of other commitments. And Daniel just said exactly what I did. Increasing shares would give Trevor less power. And Penne says the same thing. Do we want more shares issued? Well, it's not something that we want, but we need, because we need more funding. And that's always been known to investors. They've always stated it publicly that there will be more funding that will be needed. So, Barry, that's ridiculous. Sorry. Which part of ridiculous? I said so many things. But if Nikola flourishes, his net worth climbs. Yes, that's true. Anyway, there is a plane flying over us, which means we pretty much have to stop what we're doing and remove ourselves from the area. So we were just taking a look at that. So that's what we saw up in the sky. Milton is bad. It's comical to see people still defend him. Hey, I only brought up the whole maybe he just wants to see Nikola fail because you don't know people. You don't. You think you know this guy. You don't know me. And I don't know you guys. So I'm not saying assume the worst, but you have to assume all the possibilities, and that is a possibility. It's not a very smart possibility, but I've seen some people do a lot of stupid things that you would think people would never do. Mr. Bogues, soon many of you will be shocked when he comes back. Just saying, don't assume. Yeah, he's not coming back. Daniel says, Trevor needs to fly off in the sunset. He made too much money too fast to have the drive to move forward. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to defend Trevor. You got to understand, if he didn't make the claims that he made, and I'm not saying that other CEOs haven't made those claims, but putting forth what he did and the way he did it, and with his background, he really had no background in any of this. He was an idea man, and I'm just not going to stand up for him making billions of dollars on lies. We just need to move on from it. They said the same about Elon when he was charged by the SEC. Yeah, they did. And the SEC went after him for something as ridiculous as saying that he had funding lined up to take Tesla private. Turned out he did, but they still punished him. That being said, Elon has also made a lot of claims that were wrong. There's a difference between wrong and lying. You can be wrong about something, and then when you're lying, you have some sort of malicious intent. There was a bit of lying going on with Trevor. I'm not blaming anyone else in the company. He was a CEO. He was running things the way he wanted. I've heard some stories from people at Nikola about him and about the way he was running things, and things would have sank regardless if he was still running the show. He was the idea man. He was not a businessman. So I'm not going to get into that anymore. We're going to just go ahead and restart this. My Tesla, we can hang out in some Nikola forums. Some Nikola fans genuinely think Milton is legit. And Brian says, very strange. Detprez, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. And Detprez said, for the round trip flights to Coolidge from every city in the world, we all get to check on our investment twice a week by Bear Airlines. That's nice. Bear Airlines, I like that. And Penny says, you got to give him credit where it's due, though. The idea was an incredible idea. Was very good at executing it, despite him being a very bad person and being fraudulent. Well, I gave credit for the idea. So, and I gave it to him, and that's it. Let's see. Curious when you'll see the first Nikola truck on German roads. Well, hopefully after in September when they show off that European model, hopefully they're ready to put some out there. That would be awesome to start seeing some spotted in the wild pictures of the Nikola Tre European version. So that is, I think, coming, and I think we'll start seeing them before the end of the year. All right, well, we got a lot of people still on, 94, and we do have 47 likes. So I think that needs. We have double the people watching than we do have of likes right now. So if we can go ahead and help me out there, I would appreciate that. Again, for you guys that missed it before, we've got 6 frames over here. Those frames don't count, and we just have a ton of storage. And then we have a guy folding pads because we thought that was really important. Yes, Penny, they wouldn't be here. They would be in a different situation if he he was the idea man that got this all started, as far as we know. So great. But after that, if he didn't oversell the company, we'd be in actually a lot better shape because of all the hype and the mistrust that was put out there and tarnished the rest of the company for a long time to come. Because I guarantee you in 10 years, Nikola could be, 20, 30, 40 billion dollars in sales a year, and you're still going to hear the same thing about Trevor Milton. J Cam says Russell is the real hero. He's probably one of them. I think there's a lot of heroes that have kept this company going, because they could have just closed the doors after that whole debacle with Trevor Milton, but they have really focused on actually putting out this product, and they have done it. I'm Milton in response to Nikola wouldn't be where it is today without Milton. Yeah, the stock would be way up. No articles about them lying and rolling downhill trucks. You're right, without Milton, they'd be far ahead now. They probably would, and getting funding would be a lot easier also. And Mark Russell led the company for the last 2 years and all the barriers and obstacles. And Jokel says they'll have to borrow money from the banks. That's if the vote fails, and the vote fails, again, it is because of Trevor Milton. One, because he's voting against it, and two is because he has put in this kind of distrust where Nikola can't go out and get funding as easily as they could have because of the distrust that he's put out there. Mr. Bogues, we went public too early. No factory, no trucks. We were just an easy target. Trevor Milton history didn't make it any easier. Yeah, and that guy's got some history also. We saw it before Nikola, that if you guys think that there's any value to him, I mean, take a look at his history. I'm sure some of it's blown up and put it out of proportion. All right, Edith says, thanks for the weekly updates. Thank you. All right. So here you guys are, another look at all the freshly produced trays. Now, granted, mixed in there are some of the test trucks. So these all are not brand new, but a lot of them are. So I want to apologize to you guys yesterday for not being here. We weren't able to get the flyover done yesterday. We didn't get Lucid done either. So we just pushed everything back a day. So today is the Nikola live stream. A little bit later today will be the Lucid flyover. And also, Brian, if he's still on, we will be doing fast charging with B&B. So, let's see, there's 94 of you guys on here. 95 now. I see no reason for you guys not to tune in for fast charging with B&B later today. Brian and I would really appreciate it. Really would like to get a real good viewership on that. So that's going to be today at 4 p.m. Pacific. That's in 4.5 hours. Anthony Hefner just voted for share increase 10 minutes ago. Thank you, Anthony. Do I know Sono Motors, solar electric vehicle, the Scion? No, I don't. Brian's not here. He's far too busy, he says. Mr. Bogues always shares your live streams. Thank you. All right. I know JJ will be on the 4 o'clock live stream. JJ's always there. He's kind of like that nervous twitch that you've gotten used to. Where did Hindenburg get the info? Probably within the company. It was premeditated, in my opinion. Well, I'm sure somebody gave it to him. I mean, they didn't make it up for the most part. So it did come from somewhere. So our next live stream of the Lucid site will be on Thursday. And that's going to be our week for scheduled videos. So hope you guys all come back and join us. We're going to be headed out of here in a couple minutes. I think I have to go buy a new AC unit. It's at 73 degrees and I'm pouring right now. So JJ, thank you. I'm going to put that towards my AC fund. JJ just gave me a super chat and said, y'all think we have the votes or is the election rigged? Wrong election. I think we'll get the votes, and I don't think there'll be any rigging. Various people, as far as how many trays per day, I'm not going to make any guesses on that right now, but it's probably somewhere in the range of 2 to 5, depending on the day and depending on what supply issues they might be running into. So that is where I think that's at. But we know we have 40 of them out in the lot right now, which is, we're going to call substantial, very substantial amount. You can see in the test loop there, they've knocked off half of it. This is where the other one comes up from. This is the old part, but they've bordered that off and extended this part out here so that they have a place to do their loops, which, as you can see, they're coming right through here, doing a little S, and then back around. But this is probably going to be taken out at some point, or maybe they'll leave it in there. I have no idea. But you can see how that new test loop is coming along there. Let's see, Gigi says, your flyovers and the frequency of them are important to us. Please keep them up. We can count on them for insight on how many units Nikola's putting out. Yeah, I'm glad I can help everyone out with that. JJ says, y'all think any have been delivered yet? Yeah, I think some have. I know the minimum number, VIN number that I see out there. So I know that there's definitely been units delivered. Now, seeing that we're still looking at quite a few there waiting on delivery, we may not have seen. I think our delivery numbers are going to be much lower than our production numbers. I think our production numbers are going to be much higher. We're going to have test vehicles for the quarter that were produced. They're going to tell us how many test vehicles were produced. They're going to tell us how many sellable vehicles were produced. And then they're going to tell us how many were delivered. And obviously the delivered number is going to be much lower. And until they get all that taken care of as far as getting these things shipped out. So I'm not making any guesses on how many deliveries. I don't do that anymore. 5,000. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Just got a notification. I want to see if it's anything relevant to what we guys are talking about. Because if it is, I want to make sure I share it. Okay, it is. How do you like that? This is for you. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna do a screenshot of this so I make sure I don't take the wrong information. So, one moment, gentlemen and ladies. Once I have voted, can I change my vote? You can revoke your proxy and change your vote as desired at any time before your shares are voted. If you submit a written revocation to our secretary at or before the meeting, submit a timely later dated proxy or voting instruction form if you hold shares in street name. Provide timely subsequent telephone or internet voting instructions or vote in person at the meeting. Your attendance at the annual meeting alone will not revoke your proxy or change your vote. If you are the beneficial owner of shares held in street name by your broker, bank, or other nominee, you've instructed your broker, bank, or other nominee to vote your shares, you must follow directions received from them to change those instructions. Mr. Bogues, whoa, thank you. I turned my head and I got that. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And also we got a little bit more information. The Iveco tray will be 4x2, so for the European version. We'll see the Nikola Tre in the BEV. Let's see, 16 vehicles. A 4x2 Nikola Tre electric truck, which is currently being produced in Ulm. All right. Good information. Good information. So that was also just sent to me on Twitter. And let's jump back to this. Oh, let's go. All right. Mr. Bogue Salisbury warming for my new AC. Thank you. I hope I get it today. I got a lot to take care of, but it's got to go. Got to go. And I'm also, as long as Nikola gets to 300 to 500 trucks by the end of the year, the stock will be okay. And that is true. That is what's important. It's not so much this quarter or that quarter. It's as long as they're making their goal for the year. More of a super duper chat. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Bogues, for the super duper. WU says Nikola 100%. Ulm now producing. I don't think that they're producing. I think they're working on their first test vehicles with the 4x2. So I think that's what we're going to be looking at. And maybe they're doing more than one at a time. It's more than likely. I think when they first started building here in the factory, they had like a goal. I think it was like 11 trucks that they were working on at the same time. So they could be producing multiple ones. So we're hoping that on Thursday when we come back here, we see some progress in this area. You can see all the grading that is completely done here. I believe these little things right here, these might be fire hydrants. They had some fire hydrants out there that they just had to put out in random spots, and they'll probably end up being integrated into the plant somehow. But yeah, you can see that area is completely clear, and there's also some utility work going on right here. I'm going to zoom in on that real quick. This is also for phase 2. But you can see those are electric lines, underground electric lines that are headed somewhere and could have been put in a year ago for all we know, and they just extended them out because a lot of the utilities for the entire site was put in a while ago. All right, so we're just about done here, guys. We've made it through the video almost twice. Oh, I think we got someone that wants to be blocked, removed. Oh, the moderator got it just right before I did. It's almost like a score. I think Nikola will change the building signage to reflect the new logo. Possibly. I always hate to see signs change like that because signage is always just like changing them. Every time you change like your logo, you have to change 1,000 signs. So, and they get expensive. Does anyone find the trolls like Utah and Central on Twitter to be insufferable? Just kind of ignore them. You know, I see their comments all the time, but what am I going to do? Am I going to block them so that they can't see my content? No, I don't care. I don't let things like that bother me, because if I did, I should not be on the internet at all, because there's always going to be someone. I'm surprised Micah hasn't spoken up lately and ask how they're going to, what are they going to do when they run out of money? Are they going to sell t-shirts and stuff like that? You know, it's just like, whatever. I don't understand why. I mean, things in my life that I don't like, I just don't spend that much time hating on. I've got better things to do. So I don't understand why they spend this much time. When do you think mainstream YouTubers will upload their Trevor Milton trial videos while ignoring the progress? They'll probably be live streaming that. Joko asked if I have solar panels. I do have solar panels. I've got 12.9 kilowatts of solar panels on my roof, and it's not enough. It's not enough. My summertime electric bill is still over $300, and I have a battery backup, or a battery management system, a 9 kilowatt battery. So not enough. Everybody needs more solar panels, and I'm in Arizona, so you'd think that would be enough, but no, I need more storage and I need more solar panels, because if you're ever buying solar panels and the salesman says that should be enough, no, I want more. Just always, I've never heard anyone say, no, I got too many solar panels. It's never happened in the history of the world. Yeah, Micah does keep moving his goalposts also. So, whatever. So we're going to get ready to just about wrap it up here, boys and girls. So if anyone's got anything, quickly get it in the comments. If you don't make it in before I end the stream, I will leave the chat open. And if it's something for me, I will respond. And if it's not, I won't. So, Deprez says, wish we had more time to chat. So much to discuss here. All right, guys. That's going to be it for today. I want to thank everyone. Remember, fast charging with B&B, 4 p.m. today. Everyone be there. Everyone that's here now, you need to be there. I'd really appreciate it. So would Brian. Yes, Brian. No one's ever said my garage is too big.